what's going on with the Raptors, especially with the news that has been coming out, and especially with what we had talked about extensively last week, Shelley, is that it has not been very positive for the Toronto Raptors this week.
Well, you and I went back and forth last week about what was going to happen with Fred VanVleet. You were convinced that he was leaving. The money was too much. But here's the thing, Webby. If you had told me that the money that he ended up signing for was the money that was on the table last week, I would have agreed with you, because there's no way you turned down 3 years, 130. There's no way you turned that down.
It was more than I thought, even. Well, like much more than I thought it was going to be.
So it's a new era in Raptor land. Even if Pascal Siakam is here or not, I think the writing's on the wall. It's time to, reload, rebuild, whatever the phrase is you want to put on it. As free agency opened up, the Raptors offered Fred VanVleet a new deal. Fred VanVleet decided to take the bag and go to the Houston Rockets. The Raptors are left flat-footed. They scramble to get Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, your starting point guard for the Toronto Raptors next year is Dennis Schroeder until you guys trade for Harden.
I think that they'll start Scotty at point guard. I don't think that's going to go well. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying if you're starting Dennis Schroeder, we're in trouble. But I think, okay, what should the Raps do now? As Fred VanVleet's gone, you've seen Dennis Schroeder's come in. First off, your reaction to the Fred VanVleet thing and how that was handled by the Toronto Raptors. How bad is it? Is it actually, I can't believe I'm asking this question. Is it time that we take a look at Masai and kind of be like, what's going on here?
Does he have a plan? Is this part of a grand scheme? I don't know.
This can't be a plan.
But this can't
Dennis Schroeder can't be a part of a plan, bro.
If this is your plan, then yeah, we definitely need to talk about Masai. Because this was, you want to talk about getting caught flat-footed. This team was caught flat-footed for the last 4 months since March.
I go way before that. They're caught flat-footed.
Deadline.
Hold on. This is I'm gonna give a little story time here, a little history lesson here for all of the kids and all the people in the Twitter land that have such short memories.
Or blue sky.
Do you know when the Raptors really messed this up? It was when they thought they were gonna get Giannis. Yeah. That's really when they messed this up. Yeah. Because ever since they didn't get Giannis, it's just been downhill from there, and they didn't have a proper plan B for not getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. What was that? The year after the championship run?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, sorry. The year after the championship run. So remember, Serge is a free agent. They didn't want to sign Serge for the extra year because they wanted to keep cap space open for Giannis. They didn't sign OG yet because they wanted to keep cap space open for Giannis. Giannis doesn't come. They let Serge go. He takes the 2 years elsewhere. They sign OG into that spot. And since then, it's just been, other than Scotty Barnes over Jalen Suggs, which is a great pick for sure. He won Rookie of the Year. More power to you. Everything since then, you should have been trying to retool and revamp this roster, and they failed to do that at every single point. Last year, the start of last season, there's no way you should have let Fred VanVleet enter last year without a contract. They offered him 4 years, I think it was 114, and they mutually decided to not talk about it until the end of the season. After you start last season so poorly, teams infighting, Nick Nurse is sending home assistant coaches, Masai's having to come on the road to yell at the team to play better. All these things are happening last season, and you decide we're not going to trade anyone at the trade deadline. Like, this goes beyond, my point is, it goes beyond the 4 months that you were talking about, Webby. Yeah, there hasn't been a consistent plan since the championship run. They let it ride for one more year in the bubble. Cool. You lost to Boston in 7. And since then, it's just been the bag has been fumbled in Toronto. And now we're in this in-between point where, what's the next rumor? Going to trade Pascal for DeJounte Murray?
Harden, I heard.
Harden? No, they can't get James Harden.
What? Because the Raptors don't have a point guard. They've got Dennis Schroeder. So either picks or OG for Harden is what I heard.
No fucking
There's no way. There's no way your boy Morey does
no
that.
way.
There's a 0% chance your boy Morey does that.
Or how about Pascal?
I still don't think Morey does that, but I wouldn't do that if I'm the Raptors. Why would I do that if I'm the Raptors?
Don't have a point guard and Pascal doesn't want to be there.
Webby, who would you rather have?
Hold on. Is Webby
as
the
a
Sixers or is
fan?
Webby the Raptors?
Webby's the Sixers.
As a Sixers fan, I think you know what, it sucks because the whole thing last week with Shelley was that Fred's got friends on the team, that's why he's more likely to stay or whatever. But hooking up Pascal with a Cameroonian brother, Embiid, I think would be pretty cool. They've got the guard in Maxey, and then I think you do whatever you can to get off of the Tobias contract, like whether that's shipping him off for parts or whatever. But if you could flip him for Siakam, I think that would be pretty cool. But just seeing the collective Raptors fans crap their pants when they trade for a 30-something-year-old James Harden would be fantastic. That's what I'm here for.
They're not doing that. That cannot happen. That just can't happen.
Again, just want to say this is the guy who said that Fred VanVleet will sign back with Toronto.
I said the Raptors would overpay for Fred VanVleet, and they tried to hold on. They tried to overpay for Fred VanVleet. It's just the Rockets overpaid on the overpay for Fred VanVleet. 3 years. Hold on. $43 million a year for Fred VanVleet. I love Freddie.
He's a great guy, apparently.
Right? That is the epitome. Hold on. That is the epitome of bet on yourself and coming up big time.
Yeah.
43 mil a year. That's insane. I thought 33 mil a year was an overpay. He got 10 mil more than that.